1:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. You smell that? That is opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. I come on every single month at the exact same time and say, are you guys ready to make some money before the pre-escrow dump? And what ends up happening? And it's not just XRP right now. I've been talking about this and I'm very excited. So, and not because of the market moving, but because our community has stuck to the same mindset when it comes to Bitcoin, understanding that it was on a cup and handle. And I've been explaining this megaphone pattern for a long time now. And it's a very bullish pattern. So the only reason, even if it dropped down, we were still bullish if we came to 46,540. All we were waiting to do was to get back over 68K, and then our first target, 73,865. For anybody who was here at all today watching this content, you're aware that Bitcoin first target 73,865. That is actually around that's like the all-time high. Then if you can break that, our actual first target out of this megaphone is 78,609. AHA, welcome in from the UK. I appreciate that. Mark Caston, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. I greatly appreciate that. So the first target on Bitcoin, if it can get past the all-time highs at 73,865, which is the real first target, you've got 78,609, which is the short target on the megaphone. The wider part of the megaphone brings you up to 86,000. And then Bitcoin, if you measure the entirety of the cup and handle, and I've had these targets out at least to 115 for a while, well, the other two as well, actually all of them. If we want to be honest, the bull flag we got to add in because that's the pattern that formed at the end. But 115,000 is the target out of a cup and handle. So that's why I keep saying everybody went so bearish, and we planned if it did end up going down, we would buy it if it went down on the altcoins. But it's very dangerous to be selling your crypto when Bitcoin, man, it's windy, when Bitcoin was in a megaphone. And right now there was many opportunities. So we're watching this, and Bitcoin's approaching 73. It's got a little more room here, actually a lot more room if it wants to. XRP's at 53 cents, up about 2% on the day. But this has been nothing short of, it's been right in our face here, right in our face, and we've got our targets. Our first target here in our clearance zone is right here. We're breaking bullish out of the zone right now. 52.86 we had to break over, and we have a short target at 54.71, and that's out of our consolidation right now. And we talked yesterday about if it broke down where it could go, but if it breaks up, we'd have to break this first layer, rode on it for a while, then we ultimately have to break up over 52.8 and then push 54.71, and that's not the ultimate. Devin, welcome in. Much appreciated for you being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge and being a very trusted mod. Got to read some of these other comments here. I'm just trying to get through this. I'm in a certain kind of tone today. I know YouTube has been doing me no favors on pushing my content, so who knows how many people will be in here. Maybe nobody, but I'm not checking. I'm not going to check until like 2 o'clock because I don't want to see, you know, whatever. So if you are watching, make sure to hit that like button so we can force YouTube to push the content. 53.4 cents is the short target out of when I measured out this bull flag and where I thought it could break out when it was doing this formation. It actually broke up a little higher when it did the breakout. So if we want to, but that's where I measured the short target. So if we get above 53.4, and that's coming up here rather quickly, and that was just the short-term flag that was formed. So then we would have to clear that area to break into the continued bullish zone. Daniel, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. I greatly appreciate that support. And you know what's happening now? You know what's happening? Some people have now given up on crypto, and they sold a lot of their stuff, and now they're watching this rise. I also for anybody who's watching, I have a position buy update. Oh yes, and it's something that I've been talking about. So it's not Motivated Monday or Winning Wednesdays or FOMO Fridays today, but we're going to talk about, I guess we could call it Tasty Tuesdays, because this to me was a tasty moment indeed. When you talk about VELO, it had a big rise up, and what I kept telling myself was that if it came back down, and I promised everybody I would tell you, and this is something that's just happened, and it's something that's going to go forward here continuously until it's ready to actually push out. But it made this massive W reversal, and I told myself when it came down the back test between the 200-day and the 20-day that I was going to start buying it. So that's exactly what I started doing, and I think it was at 13.78. It was right, it's basically exactly where we're at right now. So if you want to do the same thing I'm doing, I bought, do I have BITUNIX on my tablet? I don't know. I'm probably going to have to look at my phone because I don't think I downloaded BITUNIX on my tablet for safety reasons. But on BITUNIX, or not BITUNIX, on HOTCOIN. And if you want to buy VELO, you can do it on HOTCOIN. It's in the video description below and or the pinned comments. That's why I like HOTCOIN, because of VELO. There's a few others, but for spot trading, if you want to leverage trade, it's up to you. But I'm trying to promote spot trading in the proper way. So what I ended up doing is I bought let's see, I want to see the exact amount. VELO, 49,079 tokens of VELO. It's up a few bucks, nothing major, nothing at all. It's not, it's, if you were gonna buy it, it hasn't gone anywhere yet, like 1 or 1.5%. I just happened to come on now. But I bought VELO. So for Tasty Tuesdays, if we're even gonna call it that, or whatever, Testicular Tuesdays, you know, Testicular Fortitude, whatever you want to call it, you know, that's one position that I've seen. So I really like VELO. How much in total? It was 600. Right now it's 600 and, oh, well, you want to know what it was? Well, it's worth $683 right now. How about that? $683. And I'm going to buy VELO. So tomorrow there's Winning Wednesdays. Assuming we don't jump 15% right now. I like Tasty Tuesdays. So, so we have Motivated Mondays, Tasty Tuesdays, Winning Wednesdays, and FOMO Fridays. You know, and I try to do it based on the day of the week and the way I say it. But yeah, so I'm trying to build this back up in a way I can. But right now the avenue seems to be VELO, because that's on the Stellar Network. We've been building up over, and some of you did it last year with me with XRP Healthcare. And then, like I told everybody earlier, I had taken out a position, a 10x trade, to get some exposure to HBAR when I was at 485 this morning. It wasn't that far over where I bought it, and then we actually had a bit of a retracement. And you, my friend, I don't think are a ladybug, because you look like the one that bites. But I don't want to, I don't know. I don't know if this one's a ladybug. This looks like the one that would bite me. Here you go. You go over here. I don't want you to bite me. Thank you. But I bought some exposure to HBAR. I don't know if it's going to play out in the fashion I want it to. I'm trying to watch it play out on this W reversal that's pretty apparent here within this set of the rotation. And it's actually done us a little bit of a service as well. If you look at it, it's actually got a multitude of formations here, but it actually has a nice W here. And I'm trying to keep everybody updated on HBAR as well, because we have a large audience base, so I try to be transparent. You know, that's not what I'm looking at necessarily. You know, that's what's actually come through, and it started forming this uptrend. But I'm looking more at the short term here. It ended up finding itself. Let me get this arrow out. Actually, you know what? Let me get the drawing tool out, because it ended up coming through. And let me take it down into a slightly smaller time frame so it's more identifiable. I mean, it's very identifiable how it came in here, created the W Gartley. Now it's pushing up. The fact it's over this resistance now opens up the target. You measure the depth of this consolidation, and that gives you your short target. Well, In this case, unfortunately, you can't just go up to the short target, and I'll tell you why. It can be very dangerous. Because we fell under a short-term pattern, well, not even short-term, but a pattern consolidation, and it's a large one. And that's why I didn't believe we could come down much farther, because this, if it breaks down, it goes to zero. You know, if it played out the entirety of this chart. So sometimes, you know, it's just an overzealous run down. So now I've been watching this over the past several weeks, and now that it's breaking up out of the short term, the first target it's actually telling us is 5227. The reason why that's significant, and this is supposed to be right here, the reason why that's significant is because if it does break up to the short target at 5232.5.232 cents, then it should, and let me know if this makes sense. It might not make sense. It might make sense to some of you. But if it does hold this, hold on one sec. Let me get the price label, because it'll make this a lot easier. If it holds this, let's say it comes up here and it properly hits that 5235, then it should come down here and now back test the pattern formation at 5115. So that's something I'm watching, and I think it's getting ready to break back up. I think it had that overzealous dump down, and that's why I gave myself some exposure. So I bought a $500 10x trade, and I'll be honest, the downside risk for me right now is about 200 bucks. But the fact that I bought it yesterday, I probably, you know, I'm letting it ride out. So right now it's probably up a couple $100. I'm not checking. I refuse to check. So I know it's up about 200 bucks right now, if I'm guessing, but I don't like to look at that. I want to watch the pattern play out, give it time to back test this, and then let it play up to the technical move. And that's what I'm deciding to do. So if it comes back to bite me in the ass, you know, well, I will look at it when it gets close to like the plus area where I'm at, right? If I think it's going to come through, and let's say it's at, who knows, 495, and I'm like, oh my God, that's got some steam to come back down here to 473. Well, yeah, then I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to try to see if it holds the uptrend. But other than that, I don't see any scenario that's going to force me out of this right now. And with Bitcoin going up to 72,871, you know, we've got many reasons to believe that the market is going to catch up here. The Bitcoin dominance is out of control. Bitcoin dominance is at 60% basically. 60% of all money in crypto right now is in Bitcoin. Remember what I always say, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, a lot of people talk about October. I always say, pay attention to the crash in October, which obviously we had before this. And when you start to see the pumpkins out, and then just past the pumpkins, which leads you when? Towards November, which leads you to what's the next holiday? Thanksgiving. So between the pumpkins and giving thanks, we generally go from a dump to a pump. It happens almost every year on routine. And now look, it's happening again. It's happening again. Now, Bitcoin came up a lot. Everything came up a lot. You know, so we need to make sure that everything backtests properly, and we're going to continue to the next layer. It's going to be something interesting here. I'm just saying. This is something rather interesting, what's happening. Because is this just, you know, we're going to give you this last zealous push up, and then the market starts to reverse? Or are these now trying to backtest? Well, XRP came back slightly below. It's at like 528. So now we need to look at the 30-minute. That's what I was talking about. We need to look at to make sure that there's not going to be a reversal for a correction just to bring ourselves back up. That's the one thing that always hurts. Could you check out SUI? I could, yeah, John. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. SUI, I don't really follow it much, Sue, but I can look at it. But I'll put it up here to look at in just a minute. I want to look at something with Bitcoin real quick. Angel, is it okay to buy VELO from BNB chain 2 right there? Any different? No, I mean, whatever exchange you're on, VELO is VELO. So as long as you trust the exchange you're on, it doesn't matter. I have the opportunity. I can buy it on HOTCOIN with what I use. So I have HOTCOIN basically for the tokens that I can't buy on other exchanges. And it's actually very beneficial. And you know, for the ones who want leverage, they can leverage trade there as well. It's just I don't advise it. That's all. Yeah, see, Sue looks like that's a big W reversal, which is actually breaking out. Right now, broke out first layer. Ultimately, this is the second layer at $2.04. It's going to be a tiered breakout here. So if it can hold $2.04, it's going to have to come up here to 217. Then you have another tier up here. So there's a lot of resistance here. So, you know, that's why I'm saying we got to watch the market. It's not just this particular token, but it's every step of the way back up. It's going to have to break these levels, which it very well can. So can the market. But now we're trying to look at some kind of hold here. So, I mean, those are your levels above you. Now, if it starts breaking back below $2.01, it could always come back and retest this breakout point where it actually broke out. And it's right around here at $1.92. So that could be. But right now it looks like, I don't know, man. It's tough here. That's why I'm not going out on a limb with much. Because I can see what's going on with like the sudden break up. But I do see like with VELO, I've wanted to start somewhere. And I see a big W reversal. I see a bull flag that's consolidating. So I feel like that's a moment of strike. I feel like there's a few of them like with HBAR. HBAR has been so dumped on lately that it looks like it's ready for an overzealous retake here. You know, XRP, I think it's set up too with an overzealous retake, and it should come up to about that 54.70 area. But we know there's a stopgap right there at this 528 area. We know there's a stopgap at 53.30 or 40, and we'll look at that as well. So it's not all just black and white, but 5285 roughly, that's a stopgap because it has to hold the pattern breakout. You know, so there's a lot of things we're watching here. We've got a short term, a target just a little bit higher here as well. That's at about 53.4, and that was just on the bull flag it created in my own, you know, estimations. So we've still got a little bit of room here, but we're coming up to some resistance. And then ultimately, if we break past all those resistance, then we'll deal with this. Whoops. What's going on? Oh. We'll have to deal with this. Whoops. But it would end up being the retest up here at the rising channel breakdown. So what is... Oh, I hit that. No, I want the price label. There we go. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff undetermined here. There's a lot of stuff undetermined, but I mean, if you're going for a move, you got to be patient and just let it play out. That's all I can say. You're always going to have unique consolidation on every part of the move in order to have the move. So, but with Bitcoin controlling 60% of the dominance, I have a feeling it's going to end up starting to flow here in November into some of the alt tokens. One way or the other, whether, you know, because leading into the election, it just seems like there should be a nice catalyst for this. I mean, look at precious metals. Precious metal, gold is, I mean, Jesus Lord. It's up to $2,769, up $27 today, 1% on the day. That's a nice move for gold. B2 Gold's up 6 cents or 1.65%, up to $3.40. We're teetering on a major breakout with B2 Gold. Major breakout. Silver's up 2%, 67 cents on the day, up to $34.31 an ounce. It's a huge move for silver in one day. First Majestic Silver's up another 3.46% on the day for us to $7.93. We bought that at $4.62. Fortuna Silver Mines is up 1.76%. It's at $5.21. We bought that at like $4.30, $4.40, I can't remember. B2 Gold we bought at $2.38, and we were able to swing it every time it was to a major resistance and buy it back cheaper and cheaper. It's been an unbelievable setup. XDC needs to break out at some point. XDC should be starting here at some point. It's been backed up for some time. It's up 1.48% right now. And the 30-minute, it finally broke out of this descending structure. And I don't know where the short target is. We had a target up here. I must have deleted it to make it easier to see. But right now we've got a major measurement here. Like, this is how you can measure the target. And from what I was seeing with this pattern, this is how it was setting up. And then it filled it out perfectly. If you want to talk about the way they manipulate everybody so that they won't be in it at the right time, look how this consolidated. But if you understand what you're looking at, so the breakout point is over this, you know, so it's getting there. It's actually right here because it broke up right there. So you're looking at for XDC initially, you're looking at the 2.83 cent mark. That's the initial push. And look how it made the consolidation. You see how the technical move up brings it right back to the drop point essentially. That's what it's designed for. You're designing it because you want to see if it's actually breaking out. That's a nice descending structure too. Those are bullish reversals. These are designed to look bearish, but they're bullish continuations. Just like Bitcoin was designed to look bearish in the megaphone, but those are bullish continuations. I've said that until I was blue in the friggin' face. I think people got sick of me talking about it. Syrian, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XP Meteor, but also being a very trusted mod. I love it. So, look at what it did. It did it perfectly. That's a bullish consolidation, and even faked a lot of people out by coming through and creating a V-shaped recovery and then an inverse pattern. And if you appreciate my work, please make sure to hit that like button. I always ask on days where we're more bullish. There hasn't been a overwhelming support. This is, you know, for the month, and I understand because when we're going down, I wouldn't be. Yeah, the mindset's different. But if you do appreciate my work, consider sending a YouTube super chat. You can send a Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, or join Tom's Army. I would love to see new members. Not many members this month, and we're almost to the end of the month. Hopefully, we can kick it strong in November. But I would greatly appreciate the pay it forward mentality. So, you know, just I see you, you see me kind of thing. But anyhow, let's see. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of what I've wanted to talk about. Hey, the Great Fallen, welcome in. He says he's on the right account now. That is awesome, because now I know who you are. Now I know who you are. Oh, and I had my eye doctor appointment today, which everything went good. Nothing else changed. So I'm excited to get my glasses in a week. So, you know, that was good. That all went good. XRP, the XRP Bitcoin dominance. I mean, the funny thing about this is we measured out the move for XRP Bitcoin pairing, and it looked like it was going to take a quick downward. And not because XRP was going down, not because it was fading, because Bitcoin was rising much faster, and it'll eventually catch up. Whoops. It'll eventually catch up, but it fell out right here, so it has to pay the piper. We have not. Oh, wait a minute. That's not big enough. Why is that so small? Did I not go down far? Oh, maybe I did do it good. Okay. That's. Did we get wider? Oh, no, not necessarily. Okay, this is fine. So it came through, bounced here. So yeah, we basically filled this out. So we're in plus. So we're in that territory now where, as long as we're not meant to have a market-wide crash, and let me go to that scenario. Let me go up to here, because we came out of a bigger pattern. So let's just make sure that we satisfied the bigger drop here. So from right here, we know we had a nice, something like this. This gives us, and nothing's perfect, but this does give us a kind of a mat to play with here for when it broke down. So right here, this is if it wants to make the entirety of the drop, is what I'm trying to say. Let me make sure, because it actually is like this. So, okay, it's a two-tier setup. So, if we don't want to come down to 584, we could certainly hold the short-term drop out and then try to rotate back up, because we're getting very oversold here. I mean, if you want to talk about a buying opportunity set up on the XRP Bitcoin pairing, you know, pay attention to that. That's on HOTCOIN as well, the XRP Bitcoin pairing. So just take a moment and look at that. That is massively oversold in the 4-hourly. Like, I mean, massively oversold. Daily is oversold. And I have mine inverted. Remember, weekly's heading into oversold. So this, I think XRP's setting up for a rally. It's setting up for a rally against Bitcoin here shortly. So just pay attention. We're setting up for a rally at some point here in the short term, it looks like. That doesn't mean it can't have another drop, but you see in the bottom area would be 583. So it is a drop, but it looks like it should be setting up something there against Bitcoin. And we can see it with XRP. It looks like it should have a rise up here to like 54.71. Syrian says, you're a brilliant trader, Tom. Hey, I really appreciate that, Syrian. I do my best. I do my best. In 2 minutes, I'm going to see how many people are here and how many likes we have. So if you are watching and you want me to be positively affected by the likes to viewer ratio, make sure to hit that like button in the next 2 minutes. If you appreciate the fact that you were out in front of this breakout, hit that like button. If you appreciate the fact that you understand what you're trading and you don't have to feel like you're lost every single day, and you don't have to be deceived by somebody who's trying to make $1 off of you, hit that like button. That's all I ask. And share this on social media if you'd like somebody else to try to join us. You know, the more people, the merrier. You know, the more the merrier. So, but I think that was an awfully lot of information. Let's see if anything pops up in the news here. My brain's like, whew, slow down, Tom, for a sec. So I'm going to slow down. So let's see the news. XRP community gets crucial warning what it pertains to. That seems to be something I would read to see if it's FUD or fear or whatever. We keep knocking on 53. We sure do, Syrian. We sure do. Crypto J says Tom for president. I love it. I love it. Let's read this. Is Bhutan preparing to sell? Royal government moves 66 million worth of Bitcoin to Binance. Well, that about makes sense. Probably why we had a big push up too. But everything sets up for a reason. It sets up for a reason. So XRP community gets crucial warning. So we have 82 people watching right now. That's not bad. Not bad for the time of the day. Only 58 likes though. So certainly YouTube's not recommending this because they're looking at this saying we barely got over 60% likes. I can understand YouTube in that regard. We can take a look at the DXY chart in a second. I want to read this and hopefully you guys will hit that like button and show me the same respect I show all of you. I don't understand why we don't hit the like button, but that's okay. XRP community gets crucial warning what it pertains to. Well, maybe you just don't like the content or you just don't like XRP. That's understandable. The XRP community has just received a critical warning for Wheats when a prominent XRPL developer. The warning is about a fake token called Zaman. To put things in context, and Zaman is where I keep my XRP at my cold wallet. It's a non-custodial wallet for XRP Ledger, which allows users to interact with the ledger and third-party tools. Wind emphasizes in his tweet that no official Zaman token exists, and not to my knowledge, they do not. Neither will there be any. There is no Zaman token, and they've never said anything about having one, nor have they ever talked about one in the future. There will not be a Zaman token. We will not get involved in meme shitcoin issuing. So there is no Zaman token. There will not be a Zaman token. We will not get involved in meme shitcoin issuing. We do not issue this. Excellent. I respect their wallet even more now, and I have for years. Wheatswin, the founder of Zaman Wallet, formerly known as Zoom, clarified that he and his team have no connection to the so-called Zaman token, which is now trading on First Ledger. So if you're on First Ledger, you know, we did not issue this, Win said, stressing the severity of the matter. He refers to the Zaman token as a fake meme scam coin and cautioned users not to engage with it in any way. The XRP community is urged to be vigilant. Scam tokens and fraudulent projects continue to pose a risk to the crypto community. As the XRP ecosystem grows, Win's warning highlights the need for vigilance. Community members are advised to verify information through official channels to protect themselves from potential scams. This is essential as new issued tokens continue to emerge on the XRP ledger this month. First Ledger, a new platform that allows users to trade and track tokens on the XRP ledger, broke XRP ledger's all-time high for newly issued tokens per day, dwarfing the 2021 peak by magnitudes. In light of this, XRPL Dunal, validator and co-founder of XRP Cafe VET, issued a warning to the XRP community, urging them to be vigilant. A ton of impersonators out there. I'll never release a meme coin. I'll never DM you. Stay vigilant. Impersonation is not new to the space. Zaman, formerly Zoom Wallet's official X handle, warns about scams pretending to be Zoom support or NFT minting support with the intent to derive personal information from victims that can be utilized maliciously. It's a shame. So many people would rather screw over their fellow man and woman. What does that say about each and every one of them? Or if you're watching me, what does that say about you if you scam people? It's not a good look. And I know there's at least one person in my audience right now that's a scammer trying to figure out how to scam me in my audience. The DXY, at 104 spot 37, at 104 spot 373. I mean, it's this artificial rise. It's eventually going to break. It's not going to last much longer. What they need to do is keep the DXY up going into the election. Like I said, they want to make it look better than it is. You know, and this could come up to right up here to 107.05, 107.50 maybe. But I don't suspect it probably won't be able to go that high. But it's going to have a very compelling moment here soon. A very compelling moment for the US dollar when it realizes, or we realize, when everybody starts selling this shit and this ends up collapsing, because it's going to collapse. And everybody who's holding on to hope and holding on to government bonds, I mean, your time's almost up. Notice how the DXY went up, but the yield rate went down. I mean, you do the math here, ladies and gentlemen. If it doesn't smell right, if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't make sense, well, the only option is it's shit. It's a pile of garbage. So the only miracle here is the fact that gold and silver are still pushing so high, even though the US dollar is surging. Usually gold and silver wouldn't be pushing as much right now as the US dollar is surging. This just tells you, gold and silver is telling you the truth right now. It's telling you that this is a facade, that the US is about to collapse in a very big way, and that there's some major buyers, not just me or you in retail, that are buying, I mean countries, that are buying gold and now preferably moving to silver as the price of gold gets higher and higher and higher. And now what Russia's doing, and this cannot be ignored, Russia is trying to go after the manipulation in silver and gold, and a lot of silver manipulation, and they're trying to go after it now head on. And they're going to expose the corruption and rid of it. So if that ever happens, and I believe it lines up perfectly because this is all by design for Basel 5. And that's when you'll get the true prices. That's why they keep talking about the revaluation of gold and silver. I'm just telling you, if you don't have gold and silver before the value, even now, I mean, a lot of people won't buy it because of how much it's moved, which, you know, it's money. It's money. So, but yeah, I mean, we're at a cool time right now. The XRP market cap's at 30 billion right now. Nothing spectacular. For all intents and purposes, we've done nothing. Like I said with XRP, nothing's changed. It's just we were in a bullish moment. I appreciate that, Soul. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I always try to take a moment when I see something in the audience. They don't want the Tom's Army getting rich. No, they don't rock an XRP painter, and I notice. And I want to know, did anybody on Tasty Tuesdays, as we're calling it starting today, did anybody dip their hand in VELO on Tasting Tuesdays? I want to know. On Tasty Tuesdays, did anybody stick their hand in VELO with me? And if it goes farther down, I'm going to keep dipping my hand until it gets to the bottom. I'm just going to buy, you know, this is my buy right now. Tasty Tuesdays with VELO. And then, you know, I can make my mind up going forward. I didn't know, but BITUNIX, and if you don't like, you know, if you're looking at it, and some people are all about the GOAT token. BITUNIX added the GOAT token a few days ago. I didn't even know it until yesterday or the day before. So the GOAT token is on BITUNIX, and it's at a major pump. So that's actually on BITUNIX as well. We have also on BITUNIX, and it's so simple to get there. Not only did I put it in the video description below and or pinned comments of this live right now. So if you're looking at trading, if you're looking to trade VELO, the XRP Bitcoin pairing, hell, even if you want to buy XRP and some of the others, that is on HOTCOin. So make sure you go look in my video description below, pinned comments, or on my homepage, and you can see HOTCOin. BITUNIX has Algo, they have the GOAT token, they have IOTA, they have IOTX, they have XRP, and neither of these exchanges need a VPN or KYC. I literally take my money now, because I don't want to do any kind of verification on these exchanges, and I literally now, if I want to send it off the exchange from BITUNIX, I just take it and send it to Venmo or Cash App where I'm verified. And I just send it right there through Bitcoin if I have to, and it'll cost me like $30 or whatever. And whatever, I'll do that. If I want to send a few $1,000s because I've made money, that's another option for me, and I've been putting it into my precious metals. And then some of them I took off of Cash App or Venmo, and I sent it into my JP Morgan trading account to buy more precious metals. So I have a nice setup here for everybody so that we can do it. If you want to show support, you can always do Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal outside of YouTube. So there's always that. There's always that. And I'm trying to give everybody the opportunity to get wealthy. Everybody always says, Tom, when are you going to be a millionaire in XRP? You're not paying attention if you're asking me that question. I'm the XRP future millionaire, but I've also taken $12,000 in 2021 in XRP profits alone, and I put that into precious metals in 22. I saved it, as all of you know, for that drop in gold and silver. Got gold at around just over 1,600, and I got silver just over $16, $17. But I've been buying gold and silver since 2018. And then I bought religiously every single month about $600 to $800 worth, and showed everybody as I did it on Scottsdale Mint with crypto and JM Bullion if I was using my actual bank account. And I did it for months, over a year. And then in 2023 at the end, when it started to rise, once gold went over 2,000 and silver went over 25 or 24, I stopped. I think silver was 25. I stopped. Gold 2,000, I stopped. And now it's just whatever I did now. I've got over 800 ounces of silver and 15 ounces roughly of gold. I can't keep it on me, all of it, because of all the criminals. But I bury it, and it's in special spots that only I know. So, and you know, it's interesting when you start talking about things. Some people decide to store it in a vault. Well, I need to have it with me. And plus, I'm well armed here, and I take precautions here and stuff like that. I don't want to have to shoot anybody, but I will. You know, God doesn't, you're not meant to kill anybody. It's against one of God's main laws. You can't kill one of his own. You can't kill your fellow. Yeah. If you prescribe to God's actual laws, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But, you know, a lot of people are tainted and tricked to go into Satan's side. So, but UK Phil, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. I love it. Trading with J-Ride, as we know, has been in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the Diamond Hands, or the XRP Diamond Hands badge. It's so amazing somebody, and a few of you have that badge. It's unbelievable. But he also bought some VELO today. That's awesome. So I hope you guys enjoy the first installment of Tasty Tuesdays. Tomorrow's Winning Wednesdays. And assuming VELO hasn't had any big breakout, hopefully a breakdown if anything, you know, then we can buy it on Winning Wednesdays, and we can buy it on FOMO Fridays. And I decided to go that route. I really wanted to buy IOTA, but I wanted to see if they would have the overall drop. This could have been a big error on my part with IOTA but I went with VELO. The Gatman bought more XRPH. Excellent. XRP Healthcare he's talking about. We talked about this, and I implored everybody not to buy more until I had this, you know, rally come back down into that consolidation phase, which is now where we're heading back to. Did you guys notice what happened? And I always say this. We start to come back down towards more of the, how did that happen? The more consolidation phase. Yeah, and this is if this doesn't break, because this is how we measured it through the weekly. I remember when we did this last week. So yeah, it's at the buying zone right now. We talked about the big W, and it could still come all the way down here to about 1.7, but it is definitely within that buying radius now. So I can understand that, and eventually the tokens are drying up now. There's only so many tokens. They can't even stake anymore. You can't stake it on the XRP Healthcare app because they ran out of stakeable tokens. I tried to explain to everybody how it was different than normal staking. They were rewarding holders that were on their actual wallet. And that's where I store mine, on the XRP Healthcare wallet. And it's a phenomenal thing that's going on there. You guys are going to have to do a lot of research into it. You can look through my past videos and look up the XRP Healthcare video. Oh man, there's so much stuff. But we'll be talking more about XRP Healthcare in the future. We've got this back testing now perfectly. This is what we were waiting for when I started this. Let's see exactly where we're at here. Whoops. I want to see how it looks on this, because it's going to do this. We're going to do this all day, every time you go up, you're going to back test the move and make sure you got the breakout. So the back test right now is 4.9. If it comes all the way down, that is 4.9. 4.972. So if you're looking at, hey, where's a good spot to buy HBAR? If I'm a leverage trader, how can I buy it, or what am I doing? I mean, technically you're looking for the back test of the initial breakout, and that puts you right at 49. Let's see. I believe it's 4972, if I'm not mistaken. It may not even come all the way to 4972. This is putting in a bullish hammer right now. I can tell you right now, or a hammer candle, a dragonfly doji for layman's terms. See how right now, when it first started, you see how this looks, how it's kind of like a 50-50 candle, like a long leg doji, but it's still got, I think, 5002 up to 5014, so that's 0.12 5002. Right now it's basically a reversal candle, but see how there's 30 minutes? I speculate that it's probably going to pull, it could pull down a little bit farther and turn this into a dragonfly before this is all said and done. That's what I'll be looking for. If it's a reversal, I fully expect it to be 4972 at some point. I mismeasured this, ironically, the top target, so that's actually a little bit higher. So yeah, I mean, isn't technical analysis fascinating? Isn't this all just fascinating? The way it all fits together, when you start understanding, you crave it. You crave the information because you can't be fooled. If it breaks 497 and it looks like it's coming through, well, you know, stuff could happen. Maybe it's not as strong as it looked, but we'll see. We're about to find this out in a very quick fashion. I know XRP just did what HBAR is trying to do. And back here, when XRP first came up here, it pulled back on a 45 and then it zoomed out, but it pulled a hammer. This is more of a hammer candle. This is what you want to see. That's a hammer. So that's whoops. As far as the market goes, I think that gives a good form of my understanding here. So anything else anybody wants to add? I would love to know, because I've gone over everything and I'm exhausted, honestly. I don't want to waste my voice, but at the same time, if it's still needed, I'd love to answer questions. I'd love to answer questions. But VELO, still exactly where it's in that buy zone. Like I said, it hasn't moved anywhere since I bought it. In fact, it could still come down farther. We don't know, but it's in a bull flag. It's in a big W reversal. So like I said, I'm looking at opportunity here. I'm looking at opportunity. Oh yeah, it's very windy right now. It's very windy. Dogecoin, as you guys know, I own Dogecoin with Julie. I bought that, I rebought that back when I bought XRP and sent it to Julie on Robinhood. 10,200 and something token, no, 10,600. And it was at 5 point, I have to look at her portfolio being up. I bought it at 5.2 and I know I sent it back to her at 9.1 cents is when I sent it to her Robinhood, because I'm like, I was holding it and I'm like, I'm not going to hold this. I need to send it back to her because I told her I would. But I bought it at 5.2 cents when XRP was at 34. So it's outperformed XRP and then some since I bought them both. And there was a reason I bought it when I bought XRP. They were on a similar downtrend. And now again today, it's railing. It's come up to our resistance. So just remember, I measured this out for everybody last week. Does anybody remember when we did this analysis during the live? And I talked about the technical target on a breakout. And look, it's up to 179 right now. It's up to the technical, I mean, up to 17.9. We talked about this last week. No, not right now, Doge can't. In time, sure. I mean, you got to remember it's got a huge circulating supply, so you always have to remember the circulating supply of Doge. It's just like XRP. It's got a massive circulating supply, or total circulating supply as well. Do they even have it set up here for Doge? No, of course not. Here, let's go into it just so we can see the let's see so we can see. But it's got a massive circulating supply. I'm a fan of Doge. I'm a fan of Doge. I like it in a meme token sort of way. And the fact that Elon Musk pushes it all the time, I'm a fan of that. Gets the simpleton involved. Yeah, 140. Right now it has a circulating supply of 146.54 billion. And a max supply of 146.56 billion. So it's almost got all of the circulation it needs to have. But 146.5 billion, I mean, you're talking right now it's got almost 3 times as many circulating tokens. XRP's got, or 2 times. Right now XRP's got, what, 52 billion, 53 billion? With a max of 99.9. There's more, so 56.8 billion right now in circulation. Doge has 140 plus billion and XRP can only get to 99.9 billion. So you're talking about 50% more Doge in existence now than in totality forever for XRP. So if you don't think XRP can move much higher, I mean, I don't know what it says for Doge. Doge is in a good spot because it's got Elon Musk and it can do this push. It can do pushes like this a lot. Where are we at? Everything looks universally in the same spot. Juan, welcome in and thanks for being in Time Zone for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor in from Oklahoma. Greatly appreciate that. So there's a lot of stuff to learn, everybody, and there's a lot of stuff to know, and there's a lot of stuff to get to understand. And you'll see me at weird times coming on. You'll see me a lot because I'm passionate about this. Whether or not I get the support, whether or not YouTube pushes it, as long as there's one person watching and getting information, and I know there's more than that. I know there's a lot of people who support me. So I'll be here doing the technicals. I'll be here doing the historical data. And like I say every single month, with XRP, it's easy. It's easy. Tanya, welcome in, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. This is why the last couple days, what did I say? XRP monthly pump and dump pre-post escrow dump scheme about to play out. XRP holders get ready for the pre-escrow dump XRP rally. But still warning that the 23% drop is still not invalidated until we break the bear flag. You know, I talked about the surging volume. We talked about everything about how, where we could break substantially, but still understanding the time of the month that this is the time for the pump. We've also stayed on point with Bitcoin, understanding that it's in a megaphone on the cup and handle, which is very bullish, which is why it broke out. Hey, I'm not a wizard, folks. I just tend to stay informed for myself and not informed the way most people try to be informed. I'll ask everybody, I'm either going to leave now or I can make a relaxation. I have to turn it this way so that I can block the wind out and I can relax with all of you. It's up to you guys. It's either I relax with all of you or I go relax with myself and Julie. That's it. Bitcoin is testing the 73K as we speak. It's got a little bit higher, 73,000. That's dominance. 73,000 and some change is the actual first target. 73,865. Eat your heart out, folks. Did I misrepresent this pattern in any way? Or are we just so far ahead of it, it makes us look silly sometimes when we start calling for higher numbers? Like, you don't need to know much if you know the technicals. You'll know the news if you know the charts. And some say, well, what do you mean? Because you get that storyline that comes out when these patterns do what they need to do. Oh, we can take a look at the XRP total market cap. And guys and gals, if you appreciate what I do, I've been going through a lot for all of you. If you're not in Tom's Army, consider joining today and making me a happy person. I can't remember the last time somebody joined on a live. Hell, send a YouTube super chat. You know, if you appreciate what I'm doing, because it takes out a lot, you know, if I'm making you more than I'm costing you, in the sense of, if you can afford $9.99 a month to pay it forward because of the info I've given you and the opportunities and what you've made, by all means, good karma is made in that way. I appreciate the pay it forward mentality. I'm much more willing to go the extra mile for everybody. You know, and the members of Tom's Army I see in here, why do you think I'm going the extra mile in this live? Why do you think I go the extra mile and you don't see ads in the live? The members of Tom's Army, of course, You get ad-free viewing during the lives themselves because of Tom's Army. It's that simple. So if you want to be a part of the team, be a part of the team. By God, by all means, be a part of the team. But only when the time's right. Right now, it might not even be the right time. This isn't even for today. This is for the future. Because I believe in the future, I will get what's mine. And it comes around and it goes around. Just because I'm having the worst month of the year financially on YouTube is not an indictment of what I'm doing outside of YouTube. Because I'm actually having one of my best months of the year trading, ironically. Well, I can't say that. Nope. It doesn't beat the first quarter. Well, because of precious metals and stuff, I don't know. I'm actually wrong because with what I bought in Bitcoin and, silver and gold, right now I'm reaping the rewards right now as it goes up. So it might be my best month, which is crazy, honestly. That's crazy. I mean, so I'll get mine either way because of my due diligence and my dedication. But guess what? You're gonna have to be dedicated to me, because if you want to relax with me, I gotta go get a lighter. Some people will leave, that's fine. You know, nobody wants to pay it forward. That's cool. You know, that leaves. The ones who are here, you're paying it forward just by being here. The pay it forward mentality is not just nominal, folks. It's not just the dollar value. It's also hitting the like button and sharing. That is also paying it forward. Don't think you have to pay a red cent to me. A red cent could be simply hitting the like button, which is very valuable. Okay. Yeah, you can come back here. So right now what we're looking at before I leave, because I've got about 10 minutes left here, 52.93 cents XRP's at. I'd stay over here if you don't want to be on camera, Mimi. Yeah. So for XRP, that 53 cents is a big area, but it's not the ultimate, because 52.85 is actually the area that we're trying to hold. And then once we get past this area, then we're pushing up towards, it's not 54.71 right away, but that is the technical breakout target for XRP out of this consolidation. But we still have one more here. We have to break past 53.44, which is the short-term bull flag that we created. Then we can start getting into the formation. And 51.5 was the pivot point, so it created a nice little setup here. And then if you get over 54, then we can back test a little bit higher up. Is it the same exact here? About 55.63 would be the rising channel retest as resistance. So that's what I would be looking at. Does that make sense for everybody in the audience? If you're looking at HBAR one more time, it's just over 5 cents. Remember what we talked about. It's back testing right now at the 497 level. See, I remember, oh my goodness. Remember when we were talking, how many of you were here when I talked about the fact that this was going to pull down, and instead of being a long leg doji, it would pull out into be a bullish hammer candle? It did it. That's exactly what it did in the 45. Unbelievable. It did it too. Look, it came down almost 4978. It basically, that's the retest basically right there. And I could even be off with the way I have this set up. know, if I'm being honest, I might have it set up poorly. It might have actually, that's what I'm talking about. I might have actually had it set up poorly. Look at this. So I would admit, if that's what I was saying when I had it set up, remember I said, I don't know, this might be set up kind of off. I mean, it almost hit it. I mean, but it did in the 45 minute, it created the hammer candle. Instead of being a doji candle at the start, remember it was more of a doji. That looks like a, or I mean, it looks like a dragon, a hammer now. That's interesting. It came down and it literally came below and it tested here. I love technical analysis. I think it's, when you start watching it, it gets into a pretty fascinating level. So that's what you'd be looking at here. If you're like, well, how do you know if this breaks down? Simple. If it comes below 491, you're probably in bad shape. But this W reversal, until the integrity of the W reversal breaks right here at 4.7, it's still in a bullish setup. We're waiting for the you know, for the final blow here, so to say. We're looking for that push to 523 is what I'm looking for. You know, with what the technicals are showing me, what Bitcoin's doing, with what the broader market is suggesting. I just don't know if we have a further correction to come. But the Bitcoin dominance right now, folks, is over 60%. That means 60% of all money going into crypto is in Bitcoin right now. That's unbelievable. The only, I mean, look at the last time you could look at this and even compare it. Let's just take a look. It's been a while. The highest it ever was obviously in its inception point. But going back to 2021, Bitcoin had 72% of all money. And as we know, once Bitcoin, we had a big alt run up too after. And right now, I mean, it's surging. Bitcoin is surging. It's pulling the altcoins up a little bit with it, but nothing major. Nothing major. So just pay attention to this. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I'm gonna go hang out. Julie's mom's here, and I've done everything I can do here. Jorge, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News as well. So thank you, everybody. I hope you're paying attention. HBAR, if you're looking for an opportunity, pay attention where we talked about that 4972 tap. But just pay attention going forward. You're welcome, Tanya, and have a blessed day, everybody. I'm gonna end it here.